Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for the coverage of the Dirty Old Bastards World of Outlaws 410 Craftsman Sprint Car Series. My name is Brett Wheeler. Glad to be back here in the booth. I'll have a look at our top 10 qualifyings as they come, group number 1 on the racetrack. Let's get rid of some stuff on this screen. We should be good to go. So having a bit of lag issues with the ATVO stuff here, so apologise for that. We're just waiting on our qualifying stuff to come, and in fact the sound that you will be able to hear is the one-way communication system. So at the moment it does come through the Rift headset. I haven't got that changed. So alright, group number 2, we'll go through your fastest qualifiers here in just a moment. As we go on board here with the 21 of Tyler Henselman. And first lap for Henselman is 4th quick with a 14.317. A 14.317. Jason Nygaard in kind of a 22, 6th quick with a 14.420. And Chris Roberts in kind of a 93, 4th quick with a 14.272. So your top 6 as they stand. In cut of 64, Drew Neal is quick time with a 14.174. Tyler Henselman with a 14.194. 14.264, Alan Samuel. Chris Roberts with a 14.265. Stephen Hill with a 14.286. And Jason Nygaard rounds out your 6 cars that have taken for qualifying at the moment with a 14.288. John Lowe in car number 20. Matthew Henninger in car number 97, and Jacob Escalopio are your next 3 cars onto the racetrack for qualifying. First lap for John Lowe is 7th quick with a 14.411. Henninger 8th quick with a 14.420. And Jacob Escalabrio 9th with a 14.896. Chuck still very attacky. Can Lowe improve with a 14.331. Henninger jumps up to P7 with a 14.322. And Jacob Escalabrio stays 9th quick. And we're just waiting on our next group of cars come out, so hopefully you won't be able to hear that anymore. I got it. Thanks. Top. In car number 8, it's Joshua Score. In the 53, it's Tom Crash, and in car number 1, it's Aaron Schaefer. So another 3 cars in qualifying. Joshua Secor, 9th quick with a 14.527. A 14.527. Tumber Crash, 11th quick. Aaron Schaefer jumps up to P9, bumping Joshua Secor back to 10th. Ken Secor, can he prove? No, he can't. So we'll keep an eye on Aaron Schaefer, who was the quickest out of these 3 cars, and well, he's going to stay in position number 9, and Secor will stay P10. As we wait for potentially our last group of cars to come out for qualifying. Twin 40s here tonight at Volusia. Jason Feinhaig, Parker Davis in the 94. Got the 7 into the wall and upside down. So a couple of new guys to the Dirty Old Bastards World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. Parker Davis, lap number 2 is no time. In fact, it's 13th quick. And no time taken for the 7. So that should conclude qualifying. I believe all the cars have taken a time. So we're on to those drivers inside your top 10, but it is Drew Neal who takes tonight's pole sitter. Tyler Henselman in position number 2, Alan Smell in position 3, and we'll go through your starting grid here in just a second. Let's get this off the screen, and everything should all be honky-dory. So as we wait for the checkered flag has been thrown. And that will get us into tonight's starting grid here in just a moment. It's very laggy for some reason. It never does this. Alright, so starting on the pole, in car number 64, it's going to be Drew Neal. To his outside, in car number 21, it's going to be Tyler Henselman. At a position number 3, car number 73, Alan Samel, lining up alongside the 93 of Chris Roberts. Row number 3, in car number 127 from Illinois is Stephen Hill, and from Ohio is Jason Nygaard, starting at a position number 6. Row 4, Matthew Henningard lined up alongside John Lowe in row number 4. Row number 5 is going to be Aaron Schaefer and Joshua Secor. Row number 6. Tom Prakash and Jacob Escalopio. Parker Davis in row number 7 on the inside. And then you got Fine Hage out of position number 14. So as we get set for 40 laps in distance here. Twin 40s, 40 laps under the green flag. Pace car off the circuit. As soon as the green flag drops, these guys are allowed to get underway, and we've got a big wreck to 22. I believe that is Jason Nygaard. And he just went upside down in a big way, so fortunately early on we do see a caution as that outside wall has gotten a few people here at the Volusia Speedway Park, and Jason Nygaard will add his name to that list. Drivers on, I believe, 1 to green at the moment. The lights are off on the pace truck, and well, they can go as soon as the green flag comes out. Drew Neal has command of the field. Tyler Henselman and Alan Samel. As Drew Neal elected to restart on the bottom side of the racetrack. Stephen Hill in that 127 machine tries to work around the outside of the 93 in Chris Roberts. Roberts loves the bottom side of the racetrack. Unfortunately, he's had to go high in 1 and 2 this time to try and keep the momentum up. Down to the bottom in 3 and 4. Roberts and Samel side by side. Contact between the two. Samel into the wall. Yellow flag is out. Oh, and then just gets tagged there by the 75 of Jacob Escalopio. But the pace truck is out, and Drew Neal is still your race leader. Tyler Henselman in second, and Chris Roberts in third, excuse me. A bit of contact there between the teammates. And Alan Samel coming off second best in that one. Alright, lights out on the pace truck. As we get set for the restart, white flag on lap number 46. Drew Neal holds command of the field yet again.
Green flag.
Green is out, and we're back underway. Henselman got a little slow on that restart, but catches him going into turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide in the back of the pack, but the battle is on for the race lead. Drew Neal 3 wide for the race lead, and well, what about this? Chris Roberts on the inside. There's every chance he will be the race leader as the pace truck is out. It looks like Joshua Secor is going to be finding himself in the pits. So how about that move for the race lead? Chris Roberts on the low side as Drew Neal got up and over the cushion. It was Henselman to get underneath him, but running the extreme bottom was Chris Roberts. And more Roberts. He will take the lead here as we're showing lap number 12 at the moment. The Volusia curse is back. Yes, it's a tough place to get a hold of. That's for sure. Lights are out on the pace track as the drivers roll around single file. You're watching the 93 of Chris Roberts, your race leader. Second is the 21 of Tyler Henselman. Third, the 64 of Drew Neal. Stephen Hill in that fourth spot. John Lowe in fifth. You go back to Matthew Henninger, Fine Haig, Schaefer, Escalopio. As we get set to go back underway.
Green flag.
And the green is out. Back underway, our third caution so far, so that'll be lap 49. Will be the white flag. Henselman trying to use the top side of the racetrack, but it's Chris Roberts down low in 3 and 4, goes back upstairs in 1 and 2. And he's got that 93 working a treat at the moment. In comes Drew Neal trying to ride through the middle of the racetrack, but Henselman now just getting that car just a little bit taily down the front straightaway. Maybe just hitting a slick spot on the racetrack. Comes that right rear right up in the cushion. Off turn 4, and this time they go into turn number 1 and 2. No change to your top 3 at the moment. Drew Neal trying to fight back on the inside of Tyler Henselman. That's your battle for second and third at the moment. Stuck on board, watching how your leader as he comes off turn number 4. That's the 93 of Chris Roberts. So, lap 19 complete. Now, do remember that this is actually courtesy with the yellows as well, so we just need to take away the 9 laps at the moment. So, that'll be 11 laps complete and 29 laps left to run. That's what it should be there, if my math is correct, which it might not be. So you're on board here with your second place car of Tyler Henselman now. Let's see what the racetrack is trying to do. Race number 1 being run in the daytime. Race number 2 gets run under the lights, and you'll definitely see a slicker racetrack, that's for sure. Although it's still fairly slick at the moment. Oh, yellow is out in front of your leaders, and they somehow get away with that one. Chris Roberts, after starting on the outside of row number 2, he's found his way leading a ton of laps. So I think we're on white flag lap number 52. I believe this is. So the guys are under pacing behind the iRacing official pace truck. And they'll be on to the green at the moment. So don't forget, we are, after this one, we're going to be covering race number 2 as well, which launches in about 39 minutes. And then we'll be and we'll be covering race number 2. We'll be getting in the practice and qualifying as well. Like I said, it will be under the lights. Green flag is back out on the racetrack. That's Chris Roberts, your race leader now, feeling the pressure here from the 21. Oh, Tyler Henselman. Henselman's picked up a win. He's picked up 2 wins over the past 2 weeks from memory. Now a battle gets good here. Henselman looks to the outside. Roberts slides up to try and take the line away from Henselman down the back straight away. Into 3 and 4. And oh, he gives him a little bit of a bump. But no run. In fact, he just stays in behind the number 93. So showing his teammate the respect and not just to drive through him. As I have seen some people drive through Drew Neal trying to work the low side of the racetrack. That's that right front of Henselman. Almost gets into the left rear of Roberts. Now he makes contact in 1 and 2. That's going to allow Drew Neal to get up into position number 3, who's actually working right through the middle. And he's actually found something right now. So keep an eye on that 64 as he tries to make his way back to the front. Henselman still working up top as he's going to get a run on your race leader. But Roberts slides up. Henselman, is he going to get the crossover down the back straight away? No, he doesn't. They both stay up top. And that's going to give Drew Neal that low groove of the racetrack. Henselman to the outside of Roberts. Once again, Roberts slides up in front of Henselman to take that line away from him. Henselman trying to get around the 93. As Roberts is doing a fantastic job at the moment. This is your battle here for the top 3. Oh, Henselman got a good run. Had to really get on the brakes coming off turn number 4 to avoid turn on the 93 of Chris Roberts. He's getting another good run on the outside of the racetrack. He makes the attempt at a pass down the front straightaway. Roberts and Henselman side by side. Oh, wow, what a move. Oh, Roberts going upside down on the left side. He keeps the car going. Minimal damage, if any. The 27. Oh, the 127 of Stephen Hill. He gets caught up in something else as well. John Lowe in the 20 now, looking to the outside, makes the pass on Drew Neal for second. Henselman, he is G-O-N-E. If you can't spell, that is gone right now. Lowe works to the outside. And I believe if we're on white flag lap number 52, that means we've got about 10 or 11 laps left to run here in this one. Oh, Drew Neal gets out of shape. That might be a chance here for Chris Roberts to try and reel back in and try and gather up a podium spot after going upside down on the back stretch and into turn number 3 and 4 now. 64 got some pressure by the 93 of Roberts. "44 laps complete according to the ticket." Now that's with the yellow flags as well. So we are closing in. Oh, Chris Roberts having a bit of an internet issue just there, but he gets it all sorted. Now that the 20 of John Lowe is going to be pressured there by the 64 of Drew Neal, 7/10 away from your race leader off turn number 4. And Tyler Henselman was looking good, but now The gap is starting to close here. Just wonder, is he trying to save a bit of fuel? Because he's been known to run out of fuel a few times, but we'll see as they come off turn number 4. Tyler Henselman and Drew Neal. Man, that was a drag race to the line. Give it to Drew Neal. By not a lot, but Drew Neal takes back control of the race lead. Henselman, he's definitely running out of stamina and some juice right now. Roberts goes into P number 3. And Neal into turn number 3 and 4. This could be the white flag right now on the racetrack. He's got a bent front end, or front wing, a bent front nerve bar, and Drew Neal off turn number 4. There it is, the checkered flag is out, and well, what I guess that was. So we'll go through.
Yellow flag is out.
Yes, it'll say the yellow flag is out, but we'll try and go through your off-camera TV finishing results, and it's not going to do this to me, is it? I think it might. I think it might. Yep, it's going to do it to me. So Drew Neal picks up the win. Chris Roberts comes home in second. Third is going to go to John Lowe. We go back to 4th. Was Hill Henninger in 5th. And looks like it has been all screwed up, but Drew Neal will come away with the win, and we'll have a chat with our 3rd place finisher of Chris Roberts. And I believe coming home in 3rd place is Chris Roberts. Chris, a race full of ups and downs, you could say. Well, you might have gone upside down in that circumstance, but I tell you what, you did go upside down going into 3 and 4, and I guess you were kind of lucky to be able to get the car back on all fours and keep going and come back away with the 3rd place.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Me and Drew got together again on the bottom side of the track, upside down, up onto the side. I thought the race was over, but it come down all four, and still got them all. Still came up, and
It seems that outside wall seems to be catching a few more drivers and adding a few more names to that list. But hey, well done on the 3rd place. I'm sure you got some sponsors you want to thank.
just a shout out to the dirty old bastards doing this.
Let me tell you, it's got a lot better than last week, that's for sure.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Alright, good luck in race number 2. And there we have it. Chris Roberts comes home in 3rd. John Lowe and Drew Neal are not in Discord. So unfortunately we're not going to be able to have a chat with those guys. But please do stick around. Race number 2 launches here in I think about 10 minutes. So we are just going to put the waiting screen bit back up. We're not going to be shutting the live stream off and then going live again. We're just going to keep it all going for the one stream, and gives a chance for me to reload and relaunch a couple of things. So well done to your top 3 in Drew Neal, Chris Roberts and John Lowe as they complete the podium here for race number 1. Stick around here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll be back in just a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV for race number 2 of the Dirty Old Bastards, one of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. Back under the lights here at the Volusia Speedway Park as we get set for qualifying. In caliber 21, it's Tyler Henselman, Alan Smell. In caliber 73, and in caliber 93, Chris Roberts. So the teammates on the racetrack all together. Just three of, I think, 4 or 5 cars out here tonight. Tyler Henselman, 14.385. 14.385. Alan Smell, quick time with the 14.250. And Chris Roberts with the 14.473. Henselman, quick time with a 14.104. Samal goes quick with a 14.225, and Roberts a little slower on that second lap. But Tyler Henselman is tonight's quickest driver with a 14.104. As we watch the next couple of cars come on to the racetrack. In car number 20, it's going to be John Lowe. In car number 127, it's Stephen Hill. And behind him in the 22, Jason Nygaard. So what these drivers can do here. 2 laps. Oh, John Lowe up into the fence in a big wreck. That car is destroyed. So these drivers have been given the green flag. Stephen Hill will grab first time with a 14.234 and clips the wall. And Jason Nygaard with a 15.877 stops on the inside of the front stretch wall. So we're waiting on the next group of cars to come out in the racetrack in the Mopar entry. In the Mobile 1, car number 97, Matthew Henninger. In the Z-Max 911, it's Steve Castle. And behind him in the 75, the plain white. And I'm going to go with a gold on that colour, is Jacob Escalopio. So your next 3 drivers to take a time here under the lights at the Volusia Speedway Park for race number 2 of the Dirty Old Bastards. Lap 1 for Henninger, 14.443, 14.443. Castle with a 14.680. It's just these 2 cars on the racetrack. 15.037 slower for Matt Henninger. And Steve Castle, his fast lap was a 14.585. So we'll have a look at another group. We've got Sean McCrary in the Butcher Race Parts, number 27, to come out onto the racetrack. Running at the car number 53 as well, Tom Prakash. So it's just those 2 cars in this group. So no change to your top 3. Back Stephen Hill is 3rd. So Tyler Henselman, quick time. Alan Samel in 2nd, and Stephen Hill 3rd. Henninger 4th. Roberts 5th. Castle in 6th. Go back to Nygaard, Alo McCrary. So we've still got about 2 groups of cars to qualify. 15.298. Tom Prakash, first lap time is a 14.446. 14.446 hits the wall on lap number 2, so no time for Prakash on lap number 2 at a 15.298. 8th quick there for Sean McCrary, and Tom Prakash, if you look, he jumps up into position at number 5 with a 15.446 on his opening lap. So in Calibrate from the Midwest, in that snap-on red and white machine, it's Josh Secor. Just trying to find the other drivers to come out on the racetrack. And the old Mark Kinzer Mopar 023, it's Kyle Scott. And in the Logitech 094, it's Parker Davis. First lap time for Secor is a 15.222. A 15.222, 14.319 for Kyle Scott. And Parker Davis, no time taken. So Kyle Scott, the faster of these drivers at the moment. See if Parker Davis can improve. And with a 14.782, Kyle Scott with a 14.319. That's going to put him in position number 4. So it looks like qualifying is done and dusted, as we're going to go through your top 10. And we'll grab that off. We'll put that off. And Tyler Henselman with a 14.104. Alan Samel second quick. Third quick is Stephen Hill. Fourth is Kyle Scott. Matthew Henninger rounds out your top 5. And go back to Tom Procrash, Chris Roberts, Steve Castle, Parker Davis, Joshua Secor, rounding out your top 10. We've got McCrary in 11th, Nygaard in 12th. 13th is Lowe and Escalopio, your 14th car. So that will conclude qualifying here. As we get set for race number 2, as the checkered flag gets thrown. And race 2 will be up here in just a moment. Wait for the cars to get on the grid, and there we go. Let's see if it'll give us our starting grid, courtesy of Off-Camera Television. Starting on the pole in 21 is Tyler Henselman, to his outside in the 73, Alan Samel. Row number 2 on the inside in car number 127, it's Stephen Hill, and to his outside out of position 4 in the 023, it's Kyle Scott. Row 3 on the inside in car number 97, Matthew Henninger. Lines up alongside the 53 of Tom Prakash. Row number 4 out of position number 7, it's the 93 of Chris Roberts. Lining up alongside the 911 of Steve Castle. Inside row number 5, the 094 of Parker Davis lines up alongside the 8 of Joshua Secor. Row number 6 out of position 11, the 27 of Sean McCrary lines up alongside the 22 of Jason Nygaard. John Lowe and Jacob Escalopio in row number 7, and that is tonight's starting grid. So let's get the grid off. So Henselman, you see Tyler MPT as in empty. He's known for running out of fuel, and that's exactly what happened in race number 1. I spoke to him briefly after the race and just in between the races, and we were down trackside with a couple of drivers. So it was confirmed that Henselman was running out of fuel. Alan Samel was a DNF in that one. I believe there was just 2 points separating your top 2 in the series. As we get set to launch here, Henselman and Samel, they put on a good race at Eldora about a month ago. And they are continuing their battle. This time the pace truck will take the left-hand turn into pit road off turn number 4. We get set to go green. And we are underway here at Volusia. Henselman gets a good start. Samuel and Stephen Hill are your top 3. Hill looking to the inside. Yellow flag is out, and we are green. We're yellow at the moment. So, early cause of the collision. We'll see if we can. It looks like Sean McCrary in the 27, and then Ian Botcher race parts. Lachlan McHugh skin Castrol Edge. So Queensland Australian driver, a young gun doing the World Series. So this is race number 2 of the series, or race number 2 of the night, I should say. And I just want to give a big shout out and a big happy birthday to my lovely fiancée. We are doing a broadcast on her birthday. She's finished work early and she's come home to me doing a broadcast. So look, I know she doesn't watch these, but I'll give her a shout out anyway. So happy birthday, babe. Love you. And next week we'll celebrate our anniversary for 8 years. But no, that's about enough of all my personal life. As the lights go out on the pace truck, restarts are single file. You cannot pass until the green flag is out. The leader cannot go until the green flag is out. As soon as the green flag is displayed, we are back underway. You can pass only on the outside. You pass on the inside, you get a black flag. That will not be cleared. Let's try and go.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
So we're on board here with Tyler Henselman. This is Alan Samuel having a bit of trouble here. Just trying to get some good camera angles for these guys. Samuel just, oh, yellow is out. So this will give you an indication on what the track is like. And pace truck comes up behind him. So it looks like the 127 of Stephen Hill was involved in that one. So this is the back of the tail tank of Alan Samuel. Position number 3 at the moment. Kyle Scott in second. Tyler Henselman is your race leader. So I'll get back to our normal camera angles. Oh. Alright, back on the Dirt Vision cameras at the moment, and so we'll go through your order here as the lights are out as they come down the back straight away. Tyler Henselman leads Kyle Scott, Alan Samuel in second, third, sorry. Roberts in 4th, Davis in 5th, Prakash 6th, Sakor 7th, 8th, Castle, Escalopio 9th, 10th is Nygaard, Henninger back there in position 9 or 10 that was. And we are back underway here. Can the 023, the old Mark Kinzer painted up mobile entry. Slide job for the race lead, and here comes Henselman back to his inside as they go down into 1 and 2, and Kyle Scott a little bit up high on the racetrack, and Roberts now up to 3rd on the inside of Alan Samel. Samel now goes to the inside of Roberts in turn 3 and 4, but Roberts powers back through the middle of the racetrack right now. Here is your battle for 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Scott in that 023 and the 93 is Chris Roberts. Doesn't like running the high side, but he's on the same racetrack as everybody else and the same track conditions, so sometimes you've just got to adjust your line. As we're on lap 13 complete, make that lap 14 complete with the cautions counting. Oh, contact, and that's going to be Kyle Scott in that 023, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's breaking the right rear, or the Jacobs ladder. It's definitely leaning on that right rear. I wouldn't be surprised if that car does end up going down pit road. Jacob Escalopio, unfortunately, you see there just to the right of your screen, gets absolutely hammered. And well, it's going to be interesting to see if the 023 comes down to pit road. So there it is, 023 of Kyle Scott takes the pit road exit, and the crew going to thrash on that race car. Chris Roberts, you can see no front wing on that race car, so that number 93, it's going to lose some downforce.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Green flag is back out on the racetrack, and Tyler Henselman leads. Chris Roberts, Alan Smell in 3rd, and Parker Davis in the 094 up to position number 4, and a nice solid effort so far in the opening 19 laps of this one. Now, as I said, yellow flags don't count, but they will show up on the top left hand corner of your screen. And here comes Davis on the inside of Roberts. Parker Davis in the 094. He's actually rolling that car on the bottom in 3 and 4. He's actually nice and smooth as we have a look at Chris Roberts, who in fact does have a front wing now. So looks like the game may have just glitched it out just a little bit. But your race leader so far is Tyler Henselman. See if he can keep enough gas in the tank, as he was leading race number 1, but got ran down in the end and actually ran out of fuels. A little bit sideways there in turn number 1 and 2. Roberts back there in 3rd. Roberts in, sorry, not Roberts, Samel in that 73. Just started to pull away from the 94, the 094 of Parker Davis as he's 2.5 seconds away from the race leader. In fact, that goes up to 2.816. So at the moment, Tyler Henselman is looking strong. I just feel Roberts is starting to close in on your race leader. 0.451. Battle going on for third at the moment. In fact, Roberts is starting to catch that 21. Surely he's not trying to save fuel already. Well, we're about the halfway, almost the halfway stage of this one. Henselman now got pressure from the 93 of Roberts. Roberts looking to the outside. Oh, they're at contact. Henselman goes around 360, keeps it going, and we stay green. Well, that's twice tonight that Roberts and a teammate have been in contact with each other. And thankfully, this time for Tyler Henselman, that he was able to pull a 360 and keep the car going. There's Roberts now. He's going to have a 1.2 second advantage. Excuse me, over Tyler Henselman. Alan Samel in third, who is actually battling here with the 094 of Parker Davis. Davis just on the right of the screen, in fact just fades out of the screen down the back straight away, and he's just made a little bit of a mistake there in 3 and 4, and he loses nearly a second on the 73 of Alan Samel. And we've got Jason Nygaard stuck up the top, who should be escaping out, but is not just yet. And well, here it is. Chris Roberts on board with the 93 at the moment. This is right on the top side of the racetrack in 3 and 4. And well, you can see just in front of him, he's got the 1.5 second advantage over Tyler Henselman. But now he has lap cars to deal with. In fact, there's 2 of them in front, so we'll see what the 93 of Chris Roberts That's for Cash in the 53s. He's going to look to stick to the inside. In fact, there he is. He throws a big slide job. And that's what it's like to see from these 900 horsepower sprint cars. So we should have about 12 laps left to run in this one. And the 8 of Joshua Secor, he's going to get put a lap down by the 93. Henselman, he's going to get past Prakash now. Big slide job here from Roberts on the lap car of Secor. And Henselman's going to have to get by him now. Samel, he hasn't even caught Prakash, so you just see the distance. He is nearly 3.5 seconds away from your race leader. He's 2.1 seconds away from the second place car of Tyler Henselman. And well, it looks like we may be talking to the 93 if he can just hang on for just a few more laps. He comes up to the lap on the 911 of Steve Castle. Castle just moves up the racetrack, just holding his line, rolling right through the middle. Roberts can't get by him just yet. I think he needs to pull the slide job on him, as Castle not doing anything wrong, just holding his line, waiting for the leader to get by him. And he does get by him now, so Castle will go a lap down Henselman. As now the battle is on for third and fourth again. Parker Davis. Oh, Parker Davis. Yellow flag is out. I think we have about 5 to go. And just to the right of your screen, that right front is jammed over that wall. Just trying desperately to get that out, but he will actually. We'll go back to pit road. The old cameras, but I think we're good again. So we're on board with Jason Nygaard. Finally got himself off the wall. Lights are still on the pace truck. That's Chris Roberts looking out at the back. Now the lap cars will stay in line, so there is a lap car between your race leader and your second place car, who is the second car. As the lights are off on the pace truck, it should be white flag at lap 52, and we're going to complete lap number 48. So should be 4 laps left to run here at Volusia. So Henselman and Samel, they both get around the lap cars quite easily on that restart. So big props to those guys for jumping out of the way for your race leaders. And we should have 3 laps left to run here for race number 2. As they go into turn number 3 and 4.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
2 laps to go, and looks like they are going to pull up, and it is going to be should be a green white checker. I'm just going to try and listen in here. I'm just going to pick up the Oculus headset. Waiting for the lights to go out next time by on the pace truck, as Chris Roberts is your race leader. Tyler Henselman in second, so hopefully he's got enough fuel for this race. Alan Samel in third. Fourth is going to be Joshua Secor. Looks like there's only 3 cars left on the lead lap. Tom Crash in 5th, Steve Castle in 6th, and it looks like Kyle Scott back there in 9th place. Alright, so it is going to be a green and white checker. 2-lap shootout is what we've been hearing from race control. So 1 mile, 8 corners left for the 93 of Chris Roberts to extend the lead
Green flag.
over Tyler Henselman. Green is back out. Here comes Henselman, looks to the outside, down the back straight away, into turn number 3 and 4. White flag being displayed here For the Dirty Old Bastards, Water Outlaws, Craftsman, Sprint Car Series. Into 1 and 2 they go. Henselman a little bit squirrely down the back straight away. Into 3 and 4. He's going to throw the big slide job. Try keep it locked down on the low side. In fact, he loses the spot. And it's going to be Chris Roberts comes away with the win. Second will go to Alan Samel. And third will be Tyler Henselman. So we're going to have a chat with our top 3. So they're all in the Discord, so we'll drag them
Yellow flag is out.
down one by one. In fact, we're going to have a chat. In fact, we're going to do something different again. We're going to have a chat in that first place. Coming home with the win in Carlo 93 is Chris Roberts. Chris, we spoke to you after the first one, and well, you finally got a win here at Volusia.
Yeah, I did. That's it was opposite tracks this time. The bottom through 1 and 2 worked, and it stayed there the whole race. And the top side through 3 and 4. Tyler, he was good early on. I saw that he was struggling hard through 1 and 2, but he was able to re-pull back through 3 and 4. But he just got to the point he was struggling too much through 1 and 2. I got to the outside. We made some contact, and I thought I was going to be done for when I got up into the wall there. But I was able to save it. Just travel it.
And how different were the tracks, you know, from the first one, you know, to the second one? How different were they? You know, was one slicker than race 2, or was it the other way around?
Race 1 was much slicker. This one had the wind blowing us right up to the wall coming out of 2, so you had to adjust your line a little bit, or else you were going to be all the way up against the wall. As you see, 3 and 4, that cushion was a lot lower than what it was for race 1, and that was just the wind blowing us up through the wall in 2 and keeping us down.
With that win, you do extend your points lead just a little bit further over your teammate in Tyler Henselman, so overall you've got to be happy about that.
Oh yeah, it's always a good night when the extended points lead came in with 2 points ahead. And,
Alright, well, no doubt, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank as well.
I just once again, dirty old bastards. Everybody that comes out to race with us. It's always a pleasure. I like putting the show on. For everybody to come race. We always have a good time, have some fun. Once again, you Brett for putting this on. Maybe go back and watch.
Yeah, look, I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy giving up my title defense. So we'll see next year whether I come back, whether I'm in the car or whether I'm in the booth. But hey, well done on a good night overall. Then we'll see you back next week.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. We do miss y'all on track, but once again, thanks for stepping away and doing the broadcast.
There you have it, Chris Roberts coming away with the win here in race number 2. Coming home in second place is Alan Samel. And Alan, congratulations on a podium. A lot better result after race number 1.
Yes, thank you. I was happy to get second. Got around my teammate there at the end. Stole it from him.
It looks like he was a little bit out of shape those last couple of laps, and I guess that top side really came in, you know, towards the end of that race.
Yeah, it sure did. Wind was pushing out of turn 2 pretty hard. But I didn't really have the setup for those two up front. I really didn't. I was happy to finish second there because Chris got loose. So I have to congratulate my teammates. They were fast tonight.
You got any sponsors or shout out you want to give?
Just the Ultimate Dirt TV and the DOBs. Thank you for everybody.
Alright, Alan Samel comes home in second place, and just missing out on second place, but comes home with a third is Tyler Henselman. Tyler, a little bit unlucky there on that last lap, but still a podium. You got to be happy with that.
Yeah, after running out of gas in the first race, I decided that I was going to go for it all on the last lap, and I just didn't have anything in 1 and 2 at all really the whole race, so I went for it and couldn't make it stick and let Al get by, but that's all right. Third place finish is all right.
other than the fuel issue, what did you take from race 1 and transfer it into race number 2, or is it basically just new track and just basically you approach it as a new night?
Yeah, it was a completely different track in race 2. Race 1 was really slick, and I was able to run the top kind of like I always do and hold it down, which is ultimately why I ran out of fuel, of course. But race 2 just had a huge wind that was pushing all the cars coming out of 1 and into 2, clear up to the top, and it was just an entirely different racetrack. I mean, you can get a lot of traction into 3 and 4 and really keep the car down, which kept the track low. But 1 and 2 was all about really about skill, and that's what Kiddo had tonight.
Look, it's you're fall behind in the points battle, but you're still running second overall. What's the main goal? Considering that I'm not there to defend my title this year.
Just can try to be consistent, get top 5 finishes, and get a few more wins. I mean, with the way Kiddo's running now, and you not being part of the league, wins are what it's going to be. So I guess my ultimate focus would be making sure that my car's running at full speed at the end and not running out of fuel.
Man, no doubt you got some people and some sponsors you want to thank.
Yeah, first of all, Dirty Old Bastards Racing League. Without them, I wouldn't be here. It's a blast. Dirt Track and Bastards is our race team, and of course, Ultimate Dirt TV and you, Brett. You're doing a great job. We really appreciate what you're doing for us.
All right, thanks, buddy, and well done on 3rd place, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right, thank you.
Tyler Henselman comes away with your finish as we have a look at race number 2. Finishing results, Chris Roberts. Now, this should be the way they finish. You're very close to it. Anyway, your top 3 are correct. Chris Roberts comes away with the victory in car number 93, leading a total of 27 laps. Alan Samel comes home in 2nd. Tyler Henselman, after starting on the pole, leads the most laps, but comes home in position number 3 as it stands. Joshua Secor in 4th. Tom Prakash in 5th. Steve Castle. Go back to Parker Davis, Jason Nygaard, Kyle Scott, Jacob Escalopio, Matthew Henninger, Stephen Hill, Sean McCurry, and John Lowe unable to get any kind of laps here in race number 2. On behalf of our sponsors, we want to thank BK Designs. We want to thank the Dirty Old Bastards for allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover this one. And on behalf of everyone here at Ultimate Dirt TV, my name is Brett Wheeler. We'll see you back here next week for another round of the series as the season continues. And who will be the new 410 World of Outlaws Sprint Car Champion for the Dirty Old Bastards. Take care and good night.